The next day we went to the Ibn Sina school and we had the opportunity to see another coach volunteer in action. His name is Mohib, and Mohib has been working with Right to Play for a number of months. And he invited in his volunteer coaches. And per all of the other schools, I was expecting a number of young men or women who were somewhere in their mid to late teens. Well, in walked 3 young men. 2 were 11 and 1 was 12. And they sat down and very seriously told us about the fact that they do run the Red Ball Child Play activities. They've been trained for just a couple of weeks now, and one was the cricket coach, one was the volleyball coach, and the other was the leader for Red Ball Child Play activities. Most 11 and 12-year-olds that I would meet in my home, I would think they're engaged in school, they are out there having fun, but the presence and the clarity of these young men in terms of the reason that they were doing sport is because they wanted to support children and to make them stronger when they returned to their home of Afghanistan was truly impressive. And one young man in particular whose English was very strong and was able to articulate his ideas about the Red Ball Child Play activities. The boys who were 11 and 12 years old, while they were young, I believe they were making a strong difference to the community of children they were working with. They were also at the school and they were students, and for them it also gave them a strong reason to keep coming to school. And that was something we heard again and again from different children in the schools we visited in Quetta and Peshawar, that the sport and play activities are something that draw them to the school. I think to have these young men who are 11 and 12 years old, still boys very much, step into leadership roles within their school gives them a unique opportunity to cultivate their own leadership skills. And we have seen this in Africa and Southeast Asia as well. And while they grow older and they can take on more skills as coaches, they also tend to take on more skills as community leaders, which is where we feel we're setting a foundation for them and creating more opportunities for them as they move forward in life. We had the chance to see the children play Red Ball Child Play activities. They played the numbers game and they played a few other games for us. But then Julie had the chance to introduce a game from Canada, and that was of course at their request. So she introduced a game called Cat and Mouse. And for Cat and Mouse, the children have to get into a circle holding hands, and then two children are put into the middle. One becomes the cat, the other becomes the mouse. And when the cat goes outside or inside, all the children need to stand close so that the cat who's trying to chase the mouse can't catch the mouse. So the children really seem to enjoy that, and I think it was a great opportunity to share games from Canada with children living in Pakistan who are from Afghanistan. So it was a lot of fun. I think the expressions on the children's faces when Julie got engaged was initially surprise and then delight, because a foreigner who had come to their school wasn't standing watching them. She was actually engaged with them and reaching out to them and playing with them. And she was welcomed by them, and I thought that was a great thing.
I didn't need to understand the local language, so I really wanted to be a part of it and to connect with the children in that common language of sport and play. And so I just jumped in. I think the children were a little bit surprised at first, and it was just a matter of time before I was like one of them and playing the game and cheering them on, and we were a team. Mushkan, the senior coach, was she basically facilitated our entire visit there. She gave us background on each school that we were visiting, and she arranged all of the school visits, and she facilitated all of the discussions with the coaches and made introductions. She had done all of the organizing and the planning for the visit. So she was really the lead in Quetta for our group. And she did a fantastic job too.
We flew back from Quetta after a tremendous visit, and we arrived back in Islamabad. And we were looking for Gro and Lila, and we understood that after spending the day with Mushtaq that they were off finding outfits to wear on our upcoming trip to Peshawar. We went to find them in a local shopping area. We're looking through all the different shops, and finally these 2 women who definitely were not of Pakistan popped out in these outfits that were outstanding. So we finally found them.
I was told before I went to Pakistan that in Islamabad it will be no problem if you cover your legs and your arms. You can wear your own clothes. But when going to Peshawar, we needed to change the clothes. We needed the shalwar kameez, the one I'm wearing right now. And in respect of this country and the population here and the people, I think it's the right thing to do. And I like to wear it. The first school we visited in Peshawar was Bibi Mariam, and that visit made a big impression on me because the female coaches in that school, they were all Afghan refugees, and also the children were Afghan refugees. And these women, they are so proud of their country, they really want to do something for the country.
The first we saw was a lot of children, which was very saying like this during when we was coming in, but they were smiling and they looked very nice, all of them, and they have impressions I could see for what was going on. And then they was playing a lot of games, and the first thing I also saw was the red ball. The red ball was in the middle of the kids.
It makes me feel so good in my heart to see that Right to Play programs really works. Because the female coaches, they told us that the children, they had really changed. Before they were fighting, now they were playing. They were very confident. They really arrived at school when they should be there. They followed the rules. And they had so much fun. And they wanted to play, play, play all day. And these female women, being so proud of their country, they really wanted to do something for their future. And I'm really proud of them.
And I also recognized that two boys about 13, 14 years old was so good in trying to tell to the kids what they should do. So that was really involved. That was something I watched very carefully. And there's a lot of kids sitting indoor, watching in from the windows. So I think they should also participate if they could have done. So it looks nice.
Well, they play the Red Ball Child Play, which is different games within health, physical, spirit, peace. And I saw how the kids really enjoyed and that they take some advantage of learning something from it. Because these kids are really confident. Lala always loves to play with the kids, and I'm so glad that she does. I do too, but I'm always the photographer, so I need to take the pictures. But that's part of our visits, that we play with the kids, because we really have to live our brand, the Right to Play.
First of all, I love play myself. I have always been a player, and I love balls activities. And when I'm out like this, I always feel that I also have to join to tell them that for me also playing is important. So when I do that, I take the ball and show them some very, very simple way to use the ball. And I saw their faces. They were so enthusiastic and they really want to be the next one who could push the ball to me. So I was thinking, oh, this is so good for me and for them. And I think we should not only be visitors, we should also join so they can see that we really have our heart in playing activities by ourselves.
One of my favorite parts of every trip is the chance to meet with coach volunteers. And the first meeting that we had with coach volunteers in Peshawar didn't let me down. The coaches at the first school that we visited were very dedicated to their work. We arrived and there were activities underway. Lila had a chance to play volleyball. And when we sat down and were having conversations with the coaches, they really had a chance to share with us how much of a difference the Red Ball Child Play activities were making for their students and for themselves as teachers and as role models for the children.
You know, when we are having presentations for potential sponsors and funders in Norway, where I live, it's very good to show that these games and our philosophy really works and that they believe in it. And when they have painted this on the wall, we think that they are very proud of this and this is what they follow. They follow the same philosophy that we want them to do. So that's why we really think it's a very nice thing to take the pictures beneath these painted walls.